There is no true life without the presence of God, the everlasting, the one who is never touched by slumber or fatigue. To him belongs all that exists in the heavens and on the earth. None can intercede without his permission. He knows every hidden thought, every past action, and every secret yet to unfold. Human beings cannot grasp any knowledge except what he allows. His throne extends over the vastness of the heavens and the earth, and sustaining all of this is no burden to him. He is the majestic, the all-powerful, the one whose greatness cannot be measured. All praise belongs to God, Lord of all worlds, Lord of the mighty throne, the irresistible beyond all comparison. The heavens and the earth and everything between them are under his command, and to him alone all creation calls, for he is the one who hears all. So let us take a journey together through space and time into the mysteries of the cosmos. Here at Channel Quantum Aligned, we search for the signs of God in the universe, so make sure you stay with us. Like and subscribe if you wish to keep discovering these profound truths. Think about the unimaginable vastness of the universe, or perhaps multiverses that were brought into being by his command. For God, creation is not limited by our sense of time. The unfolding of existence in stages, whether we call them 6 days or 6 periods, reflects a reality beyond our understanding. Our measurements of time are bound to the turning of the earth and the rising of the sun, but for God, who created both time and space, such measures are relative and insignificant. Some interpret days as literal, others as symbolic periods. But what matters is not the human debate. It is the truth that God willed creation into existence with precision and purpose. While science looks back 13.8 billion years to the Big Bang, the sacred wisdom already told us of a moment when the heavens and the earth were once united, then torn apart. This astonishing description mirrors what modern cosmology now reveals, that all space, time, and matter emerged from one singularity, a fabric that was ripped open to form the cosmos. When scientists describe space, they call it a fabric, woven with dark matter and dark energy, most of which remains unknown. Humanity barely understands 4% of reality. The rest is a mystery. Yet long before modern physics, God spoke of the heavens as though they were a fabric joined together, then parted. For him, it was effortless, like the tearing of a cloth. To us, it was the Big Bang. To him, it was a simple act of will. And when God speaks of the heavens, it is not paradise being described, but the layers of the universe. He arrayed them in 7 levels of order, each beyond our comprehension. He established his throne above creation, reminding us that everything we see, from galaxies to particles, was designed with wisdom, and that life itself is a test. Who among us will live with integrity and truth? Time itself belongs to God. For us, 6 stages of creation might seem vast. For him, it is only a command, be, and it is. 100 years ago, Einstein showed us that time is relative, that it bends with speed and gravity. For a traveler racing near the speed of light, time slows down compared to one who is still. This scientific truth only confirms that time, as we know it, is not absolute. And if even humans can measure such relativity, how much greater is the perspective of God, who created time itself? At Channel Quantum Aligned, we explore these wonders not only to marvel at science, but to recognize the signs of God within it. If this journey sparks something in your heart, support our work with a like and subscribe. It helps us continue unveiling the harmony between the universe and the divine order behind it. Time would grow older at a different rate, yet neither pilot would notice any change. Time would feel completely normal to both, even though it flows differently. This happens because the speed of light must remain constant for everyone. If the distance light travels shifts, then something else must shift as well to maintain its constancy, and that something is time. This is the essence of special relativity. When speed and direction are fixed, time adjusts. But life is not so simple. Things accelerate, decelerate, change course. Einstein realized that to grasp reality, the theory needed gravity. Without gravity, no true theory of everything could exist. Thus came general relativity. The greater the mass of an object, the stronger its gravity, and the slower time passes relative to weaker fields. On a massive planet, time flows slower than on a smaller one. This phenomenon is called time dilation, where space and time are woven together into one continuum. Gravity bends space, and in doing so, bends time. Even here on Earth, this effect exists, though in small amounts. At the Great Pyramid of Giza, time flows infinitesimally slower than in surrounding areas because of its enormous weight. We are speaking of trillionths of a fraction of a second, but it still happens. Experiments have confirmed this countless times. Clocks placed on planes traveling at different speeds return with tiny variations. Satellites orbiting Earth experience time differently than clocks on the ground, slightly faster, due to weaker gravity. The conclusion is simple: gravity shapes time. And the heaviest objects we know, black holes, demonstrate this on a cosmic scale. Their density is so immense that not even light escapes them. Time nearly halts near a black hole's edge. But could there be something even greater, beyond what we have discovered, that alters time itself? Humanity is fragile and small compared to the grandeur of the cosmos. We are slow-moving creatures, bound to a minor planet. Our world lies within what could be described as the lowest heaven, the first of many levels of creation. God is the Lord of the seven heavens and beyond them. There exists a reality higher than any universe we can imagine. Paradise itself lies beyond the heavens, another dimension altogether. This raises a profound question. How quickly does time move on our tiny planet compared to the rest of creation? We know that beneath us lie unseen realms, layers of existence, and above us are countless heavens expanding beyond comprehension. Only God knows their true number and nature. Think of it, 7 heavens above, 7 depths beneath, and still realities far beyond our perception. And here we are, a fragile species on a small planet, circling a modest star. Our sun, though essential for our survival, is minuscule compared to other stars scattered across the universe. Its light guides us, sustains life, and fuels the cycles of rain and growth. Yet in the vast theater of creation, it is but a speck. How fast is time passing here compared to the larger cosmic order? How fleeting are our days in the sight of eternity? When we gaze at the night sky, the stars we admire are not scattered randomly, but serve as signs. They are reminders placed in the fabric of the first heaven. Their patterns guided travelers long before modern navigation. They also testify to the protection around our planet. The atmosphere shields us from lethal radiation. Without it, Earth would be scorched and barren. It took millions of years for this protective canopy to form, another layer of mercy. Even the other planets of our solar system act as guardians. Their gravity draws away meteors that might otherwise strike us. Look at the craters on our moon. They are scars from countless impacts that could have destroyed Earth. Jupiter, with its immense gravity, deflects asteroids from our path. This invisible protection is no accident. God created the universe with wisdom, so we may realize our smallness. The creation of the heavens and the earth is far greater than humanity, yet many remain heedless of this truth. And still, we stand in awe of the first heaven alone, with galaxies beyond measure stretching across distances we cannot calculate. Remember, we barely understand 4% of reality. Beyond this lie the higher heavens, each larger than the last. Imagine, if the first heaven is already so vast, how incomprehensible is the seventh? Beyond that lies paradise. Beyond paradise a boundary no creation can cross. Beyond the boundary, only God. At Channel Quantum Aligned, We dive into these mysteries not just to wonder at science, but to see the deeper order, the fingerprints of God written into the laws of the cosmos. If this exploration inspires you, don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps us keep unfolding these extraordinary truths together. Each universe stretches beyond the one beneath it, expanding in ways our minds cannot fully grasp. From our perspective, traveling between these realms would take unimaginable spans of time. Some traditions suggest that moving from one universe to the next might require centuries. Yet for God, such distances are effortless. This hints at the possibility that universes may exist superimposed, layered in dimensions beyond human perception. Still, we cannot know with certainty. There may be pathways unknown to us, shortcuts through space and time, allowing journeys that seem impossible. Consider wormholes, bridges through the fabric of existence. They are not naturally formed like stars or planets, but placed by the one who commands the cosmos. God is the master of these gateways, doorways between heavens and earth. They bend space and time, creating passages that make travel instantaneous in ways we cannot imagine. Angels, moving through these portals, traverse vast expanses in a single moment while humans would take millennia. Channel Quantum Aligned explores these mysteries so we may appreciate the harmony of divine order. If this inspires you, like and subscribe to join us in understanding the signs in the universe. The speed of angels is beyond comprehension. Take Jibril, entrusted with delivering revelations and guiding prophets. His motion transcends earthly limitations. Light itself is the fastest entity we have recorded, and angels are composed of light, enabling them to move at the utmost speed. Their velocity surpasses human capacity, and the scale of their responsibilities corresponds with their strength and speed. Archangels like Jibril, Michael, Israfil, and the angel of death perform tasks that influence the heavens and the earth with perfect precision. Michael oversees the forces of nature, winds, rains, storms, and seasonal cycles. Israfil guards the divine records of all events and will blow the trumpet that signals the ultimate transformation of creation. The angel of death manages countless souls daily, acting with flawless efficiency. For these beings, moving at light speed allows them to fulfill God's commands with absolute perfection. Time for them is not like ours. For them, a task spanning millennia for us may occur in a single instant. Jibril, the first creation endowed with a soul, bears the most noble duty, delivering divine revelation. He was granted immense wings, spanning the horizon, to move swiftly and safeguard the messages entrusted to him. Strength, size, and speed are not mere features. They are the tools with which divine duties are accomplished. When Joseph was cast into the well, it was Jibril who caught him, ensuring his safety with unmatched swiftness and power. Even the smallest details of cosmic function testify to the wisdom of God. Light, which bends and refracts, travels at varying speeds depending on its type and medium. Gravity, as Einstein discovered, can bend light and shape time itself. Angels, as beings of light, operate within these cosmic laws, executing divine will with precision. Their speed, their strength, their understanding, all are manifestations of God's order, a reminder to humanity of our place within the grand design. At Channel Quantum Aligned, we reflect on these truths to see the universe as a tapestry of divine intelligence. The movement of angels, the flow of time, the structure of universes, all signal the perfection behind creation. When we perceive these signs, we glimpse the magnitude of God's wisdom and care. Each mission fulfilled by the angels, each alignment in the cosmos, reflects the meticulous planning of the one who is beyond space, beyond time, the sustainer of all. How fast must Jibril have been to guide the prophet to the right place at the right time? There are angels tasked with immense responsibilities. For angels carry the throne of God, and on the day of judgment, 8 angels will bear its weight. These beings are so vast that a bird would take centuries to traverse from their feet to their shoulders. Their heads rise above the highest heavens, while their feet touch the lowest points of existence. Imagine, then, the throne itself. What magnitude must it possess to be supported by such immense creations? And what of the Lord of the worlds? God is described as a light beyond comprehension, the fastest and most radiant. One of the greatest blessings bestowed upon the Prophet Muhammad was the night journey, a miraculous ascension granted after a year of trials. Whether in soul or body, the exact nature of his journey is known only to God. During this journey, the Prophet traveled from Mecca to Jerusalem in moments, a journey that would normally require a month. He rode the Al-Buraq, a being made of light, whose strides extended as far as the eye could see. Upon reaching Masjid al-Aqsa, the Prophet ascended to the 7 heavens, accompanied by Jibril. In each heaven, he met the previous prophets, Adam, Yusuf, Idris, Musa, Ibrahim, and others, before approaching the utmost boundary of the 7th heaven, the lote tree beyond which lies paradise. There, the Prophet conversed directly with God about the prayers. Even Jibril, chief of angels, could not pass beyond this boundary. God did not reveal himself in full essence to the Prophet, but manifested as a brilliant light, a protective veil of radiance. Initially, God prescribed 50 prayers per day, earth time for humanity. Through divine guidance, the number was reduced to 5, ensuring that humans could uphold their spiritual duties. The Prophet's night journey also included a vision of the 7 hells beneath the earth, each possibly a universe of its own. Time in these realms moves differently. A single day may equal 1,000 Earth years. Ascending further into heaven, time slowed relative to Earth. When the Prophet returned to Mecca, only a few hours had passed, though millennia might have elapsed on Earth. How this occurred remains known only to God. The question arises, why did the Prophet perceive light and radiance rather than the essence of God himself? Human perception is limited. Our eyes cannot withstand the unfiltered brilliance of the Lord of the worlds. Even the sun, a tiny star in our small solar system, can blind us in minutes. God's light and essence are infinitely greater. Out of mercy, he shields us, providing barriers so that we may exist safely, for our physical forms could not endure his direct revelation. He is most high, seated upon his glorious throne, the King of all kings. The throne of God is the greatest creation, vast beyond imagining. The Prophet described it as akin to a desert surrounded by a small ring, the ring representing the first 7 heavens, containing everything that exists, galaxies, stars, black holes, and more. This description invites awe and reflection upon the scale of divine creation. Even the largest celestial bodies we observe are but minute within God's encompassing dominion. At Channel Quantum Aligned, we contemplate these signs not merely to admire their grandeur, but to recognize the order and wisdom of God in every corner of existence. Each angel, each universe, each layer of creation reminds us of our smallness and the precision of divine design. If this exploration resonates with you, like and subscribe to continue uncovering the extraordinary harmony of the cosmos as intended by the Creator. Each universe, when compared to the next, is like a small ring set within a vast desert. Beyond this, there exists the throne of God, vast and magnificent. Imagine the size, the weight, and the gravity of the throne, bending the very fabric of space and time around it. How slow must time flow there, at the place God has chosen to manifest his will? God, of course, is not limited by the throne. He chooses it, yet remains unrestricted. Subhan God, God is greater than all creation. He can alter sizes, accelerate or slow time, and move at any speed he desires. There is no limit to his power. God sees the past, present, and future of all things. While angels may move at the speed of light and even theoretically experience time standing still, God surpasses all constraints. His light is unmatched, and his presence transcends known speeds, able to move freely through past and future. Time itself is slower in his domain than in all else. God created the heavens and the earth in 6 days, yet he could have created all in an instant, or even without time at all. His wisdom guided the process, allowing humanity to measure and comprehend the origins of the universe and the earth. Within these 6 days, the earth was formed in two, a third of the total creation period. This ratio helps us understand the timeline. The universe is approximately 13.8 billion years old, while the earth is proportionally younger. Modern science confirms this through observations of cosmic expansion. The universe continues to grow as God described. The heavens were constructed and continue to expand. Edwin Hubble, using the Hubble telescope, observed this expansion, enabling calculations of the universe's age. The Big Bang marked the starting point, and from the current expansion rate, scientists deduce the universe's age of 13.8 billion years. The Earth's age is similarly measurable. God speaks of the creation of mountains and the provision of sustenance over 4 days, within the larger 2 days of Earth's formation. Modern geology aligns with this. The oldest rocks on Earth date back 3 to 3.5 billion years, while meteors from the solar nebula and lunar rocks indicate an age of 4.5 to 4.6 billion years. These findings confirm the divine timeline, reflecting the periods God established. The Earth itself passes through 4 major eons, as indicated by the mountains: the Hadean, Archean, Proterozoic, and Phanerozoic. Each eon contains smaller periods, corresponding to eras and sub-eras, such as the Paleozoic, Mesozoic, the age of dinosaurs, and the current Cenozoic era. God's creation, measured in 6 periods, provides humanity with the means to understand cosmic and terrestrial history. By creating the universe in 6 periods and the Earth in 2, with 4 smaller periods within, God allows us to calculate age and development through observation, the expansion of the universe, the formation of planets, and the layers of mountains. These measurements, natural and precise, are signs for humanity to recognize the wisdom and order of the Creator. At Channel Quantum Aligned, we explore these mysteries, appreciating the intricate balance and divine timing that governs the cosmos. When we observe the heavens, the earth, and the mountains, we see the hand of God, guiding creation with infinite wisdom and power. If this resonates with you, like and subscribe to continue uncovering the awe-inspiring design of the universe as intended by the Creator. We can calculate the sustenance and timeline of the Earth by reflecting on the vast cosmic perspective. Considering the universe is 13.8 billion years old, 6 days in the perspective of God. Each day, God's throne corresponds to roughly 2.3 billion Earth years. Human civilization, at approximately 200,000 years old, is almost imperceptible in comparison. Truly, we're 200,000 years against 13.8 billion. Even our entire history is a mere blink in God's throne time. Currently, one Earth day lasts 24 hours, determined by the Earth's rotation on its axis. God created the sun, the moon, and the Earth's rotation so that we may measure time. The Quran says in chapter 10, "He it is who made the sun a shining splendor and the moon a radiance, reckoning by phases, so that you may know the number of years and how to calculate them." Today, the Earth completes one rotation in 23 hours and 56 minutes. God blessed us with nearly 24 hours in a day. Long ago, the Earth rotated much faster. It once took only 6 hours to complete a full rotation, long before life existed. Since life appeared, the Earth's rotation gradually slowed to our current 24-hour day. Only God knows how long a day lasts at His throne, but let us assume 24 hours there for logic's sake. In throne time, 1 day equals 2.3 billion Earth years, 1 hour equals 96 million Earth years, 1 minute equals roughly 160,000 years, and 1 second equals 2,700 years. Humanity's existence of 200,000 years corresponds to just over 1 minute at God's throne. The average human life today is about 71 years, which is less than a second in throne time, approximately 27 milliseconds. The saying life is short barely scratches the surface of truth. Dinosaurs, for example, existed for millions of years on Earth, yet in God's perspective, their entire lifespan was but a few hours. God created the world in 6 days, occasionally providing more detail within those days. For example, in chapter 41, he mentions creating the earth in 2 days and mountains in 4 days, providing smaller periods within the larger time frame. God also describes the formation of the heavens from smoke, referring to the early universe after the Big Bang. Scientific studies confirm that our solar system emerged from a solar nebula, a cloud of gas and dust, just as the Quran describes the initial smoke. These days are within the overarching 6-day creation, not additional days. Throughout the Quran, God emphasizes creation in 6 days. It is God who created the heavens and the earth and everything in between in 6 days, then settled firmly on the throne. Chapter 32. Your Lord is he who created the heavens and the earth in 6 days and settled firmly on the throne to order the world's affairs. Chapter 7. He it is who created the heavens and the earth in 6 days, and his throne was upon the waters, to test you as to who among you is best in works. Chapter 10. It is he who created the heavens and the earth, and what is in between in 6 days, then sat firmly on the throne. Chapter 11. God is unequivocal. 6 days alone are mentioned. Unlike the Bible, which speaks of a 7th day of rest, the Quran clarifies that God never tires. We created the heavens and the earth and all that is between them in 6 days, and no weariness touched us. Chapter 50. Perhaps the 7th day has not yet occurred in the cosmic timeline visible to us. From this perspective, human history is almost negligible. Our lifespan, civilizations, and even geological eras are like fleeting seconds before God's infinite presence. The mountains, oceans, and planets, all sustenance provided by God, exist within these grand periods, each layered with divine wisdom and timing. The 4 smaller periods of Earth, mentioned in relation to mountains, correspond to the eons of geological time, while the 2 major days reflect the broader divine schedule. By understanding throne time, we can grasp the immense scale of creation. 1 second for God equates to 2,700 years on Earth. Human civilization is only a minute or 2 in throne time, and each human life is a fraction of a second. Every moment on Earth, from the first human to today, is minuscule when measured against the cosmic clock of the Lord of the worlds. This realization humbles the heart and expands the mind. Heavens and earth were formed with precision and wisdom. The sun and moon provide a measure for time, and mountains mark sustenance and periods. Creation in 6 days demonstrates divine foresight, while the expansion of the universe allows us to calculate its age. The Earth's 4 periods reflect further divine structure. All of this points to a universe governed by supreme knowledge, power, and timing. At Channel Quantum Aligned, we explore these truths, connecting Quranic revelation with modern cosmology. From throne time to Earth time, from the smoke of the early universe to the measured rotation of our planet, every detail reveals God's wisdom. Understanding these cosmic scales reminds us of our place, our brief existence, and the magnitude of the Creator. If the universe is 13.8 billion years old, representing 6 days of God, and the Earth is currently 4.6 billion years old, corresponding to the last 2 days of creation, then where are we now? According to the Cosmic Week, we are still in the 6th day, approaching very, very close to the 7th. God mentions the last day in the Quran, the day of reckoning, the day of judgment, the day when the world as we know it will end. What if the day of judgment begins on the 7th day, the final day of the Cosmic Week? God speaks of the hour. When does it arrive? No one knows except Him. It will come suddenly. Our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, mentioned that it will occur on a Friday, yet its exact moment is unknown. The hour could be near or far. Only God knows its closeness. What does God mean when he says the last day and the hour? Perhaps all these days are throne days, and the hour is throne time itself. The day of judgment, described as 50,000 years for us, is but a day for God. Our earth, bodies, and existence will transform to accommodate every soul, every jinn, every creature ever created. The earth will expand. Time will bend differently for each form, speed, and mass. For us, billions of years have passed, but for God, from the Big Bang to now, only 6 days have occurred. When the 6th day concludes, the last day, the day of judgment, will begin. God mentions the hour repeatedly in the Quran. For example, in chapter 33, say, "Knowledge of the hour rests with God alone. Perhaps the hour is near." Its portents already exist. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, confided in his wife about the terror of the night journey, Isra and Miraj. He saw the massive angel Israfil, poised to blow the trumpet, repeatedly looking toward God's throne for the final signal. God says, "We created all things in due measure, and our command is but a single word, like the twinkling of an eye." Even at that cosmic moment, the prophet asked, "How can I relax when the trumpet is about to be sounded?" There is no time. Time itself seems suspended. God created us for one purpose, to worship him alone, without partners, so that by his mercy we may enter paradise, beyond the lote tree, forever in bliss under his glorious throne. This life is a test, a cosmic week to prove our willingness to seek God's mercy. God does not need us, we need him. The purpose is not mere survival, but living joyfully and righteously in alignment with his guidance. Though God already knows who will enter paradise, the test is for us. Judgment cannot occur solely with his knowledge. Our actions must unfold so that judgment is just. God is all-knowing, all-wise, most just. On the day of judgment, every deed will be recorded. Evildoers may deny their actions, but even their limbs will testify. There will be no lies, only perfect justice. We exist to act, to choose, to live intentionally, so that our accountability is fair. The intentions of our hearts will be revealed. We may fear judgment, but it is not ours to decide. We do not create ourselves, we belong to God. He alone decides our fate. Without him, we would not exist, so we cannot refuse his judgment. God desires our success, which is why he sent messengers with divine guidance through all his books and prophets, peace be upon them all. Their message is unified, to guide humanity toward the path of righteousness and salvation. The day of judgment, the hour, the last day of creation, all are reminders of the fleeting nature of earthly time compared to the cosmic throne time. What seems like billions of years to us is but moments in God's perception. Every soul, every action, every choice is observed and measured with absolute wisdom. Our challenge is to live with awareness, to honor the divine purpose, and to prepare for the final reckoning, where justice, mercy, and truth converge perfectly under the will of the Lord of the worlds. Time for humans is linear, sequential, and finite. For God, time is a construct he governs, bending and expanding it at will. The cosmic week illustrates this beautifully. The 6th day, almost complete, yet our perspective remains limited. The 7th day, the final act of creation and judgment, is unknown, yet imminent. This understanding humbles the heart, inspires mindfulness, and reveals the depth of God's wisdom in creation, justice, and mercy. Every moment in our life, from the birth of the earth to now, from the rise and fall of civilizations to the growth of humanity, occurs within the vast framework of God's timing. The Quran and the prophetic teachings guide us to recognize our brief existence in comparison to throne time. The Day of Judgment is not a distant event. It is a culmination of the divine plan, where every soul will witness the ultimate justice, the final accountability, and the eternal reward or consequence. Thus, the cosmic week, the 6 days of creation, the human lifespan, and the hour of judgment all converge into a singular message: live righteously, act justly, seek God's mercy, and prepare for the moment when earthly time dissolves into the eternal reality of the throne. This is the purpose of our existence, the test of our deeds, and the ultimate lesson of cosmic perspective, that life, though brief in comparison, carries eternal significance under the gaze of the Lord of the worlds. God gave us the final prophet, Muhammad, peace be upon him, and the final revelation, the Holy Quran, to signal that the end is near. He sent down the Quran so that we may reflect upon his verses and take steps toward him. As we take steps, he comes running toward us. We were granted free will, chosen to be human, because obeying God with conscious choice elevates us above the angels, who have no free will. We agreed to pass this test, though we do not remember it, much like we do not recall the time spent in our mother's womb. But forgetting does not negate the truth of what was said. Each soul bore witness that there is no God but God when created in its original, pre-earthly form. Then we were placed on earth to prove our truthfulness, but only for a brief period. God will ask, "How long did you remain on earth?" And they will reply, "For a day or part a day." He will say, "You remained only a short while." If they knew, they would realize their time was merely an hour of a day. They will whisper, "We remain in the world a mere fraction of time." The most just among them will answer, "We remained only a day." Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, knew that the Akira begins on the 7th day. The 7 days include the day of judgment. Time is relative. What is 1,400 years to us is less than a second in throne time. The prophet had reason to panic during the night journey. Israfil, the angel of the trumpet, poised to blow, is enormous, made of light beyond human comprehension. What kind of light is it? Only God knows. For us, 1,400 years have passed, but for Israfil, it is mere minutes. For God, it is no time at all. The trumpet will not sound until all minor and major signs of the hour are fulfilled. The minor signs have passed. The major signs will unfold in rapid succession, like beads falling from a string. One major sign is the return of Prophet Jesus, S.A., peace be upon him, who was raised alive into the heavens. Over 2,000 years have passed, yet he is not aged. Time for him moves differently than for Earth. Another sign is the sun rising from the west. How? Perhaps the Earth will shift its rotation, something that has occurred naturally in the past during geomagnetic reversals. The last geomagnetic reversal occurred 786,000 years ago, which is almost nothing in throne time. Scientists note the Earth's magnetic field is weakening, and a pole shift could occur within our lifetime, 70 years on average, less than a second in throne time. The shift could take a week. The North Pole becomes south, the sun appears to rise from the west, followed by earthquakes and fires. Other major signs will follow one after another like beads falling, completing the sequence before the trumpet is blown. We exist here for a prescribed time. God asks, have we pondered that he created the heavens, the earth, and everything in between in truth and for a stated term? After this term, the trumpet will sound. Will there be a big crunch? God says that on that day, he will roll up the heavens as a scroll rolls up a book. The day of judgment is near. What seems distant to us is near to God. Thousands of Earth years ago, God told Moses, peace be upon him, that the hour would come so that every soul may be rewarded for its deeds. We now stand at the precipice of this cosmic life. Return to throne time on the 7th day may be minutes or even seconds away. The cosmic clock is ticking. This life, though seemingly long to us, is but an instant in throne time. Each action, each choice, each intention will be revealed. The prophet and the angels remind us that the world is fleeting and judgment is inevitable. The Quran guides us to live righteously, seek God's mercy, and prepare for the moment when earthly time dissolves into eternity under the gaze of the Lord of the worlds. We were given free will, and with it, a responsibility to act, to worship, to seek truth. We will be judged not only on deeds, but on intentions, the deepest currents of the heart. On the day of judgment, every limb will testify, every soul accounted for, every action measured. There will be no deception, only perfect justice. Time for humans is linear, but for God it is a construct He governs. What is centuries for us may be minutes for the angels, and less than a second for God. The night journey, the minor and major signs, the return of Isa, peace be upon him, the sun rising from the west, all are manifestations of divine timing beyond human comprehension. Our lives, though brief, carry eternal significance. From the Big Bang to now, from the birth of the earth to the present moment, all unfolds within the framework of God's will. The 6 cosmic days of creation, the 7th day of the hour, and throne time remind us of the fleeting nature of our existence. Every moment is a test, every choice an opportunity. The trumpet will signal the end of earthly time and the beginning of eternity. The heavens will be rolled up, all creatures gathered, and every soul rewarded or judged with perfect justice. What seems distant in human perception is imminent in the divine perspective. God's mercy, knowledge, and justice encompass everything, and His plan is perfect. Thus, the final prophet and the Quran guide us. Reflect, act, and seek God's mercy. Time is short, life is a test, and the hour is near. Our free will, our actions, and our faith determine our standing in the hereafter. What seems long in human life is but an instant in the grand scale of the universe and throne time. The end is coming, the signs are unfolding, and the cosmic clock ticks steadily toward the day of judgment. Every human life, every civilization, every event in history, from the dinosaurs to our present, fits within God's perfect plan. The lessons are clear. Live consciously, act righteously, remember the temporary nature of life, and prepare for the eternal. The final hour, the trumpet, the judgment, these are inevitable, yet guided by divine wisdom and mercy. As the cosmic week approaches its 7th day, as the hour draws near, and as the trumpet awaits its sound, we are reminded, life is a test, time is fleeting, and God's throne governs all. Reflect, prepare, and seek His mercy, for only by His guidance can we attain eternal peace, eternal justice, and eternal bliss under His gaze. The curve of time ticks steadily toward the divine reckoning, and the end is very near.